Hi, everybody. This is Chris, and I wanted to welcome you to a special bonus hangout with Susan today. And Susan is the ThingLink community manager, but more importantly, she's also a teacher. And I've asked ThingLink to kind of help us out, and I think ThingLink is one of my favorite tools that I like to use. And there's just so many different ways you can use it to get interactivity and get students engaged with your different content. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Susan. So you could tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, where you teach at, and what your role at ThingLink is.
Great.
We'll take it from there.
Okay, great. So let me just get my screen share up. You can tell me how it looks.
All right. Okay, I can see your screen share.
Okay, you can. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Hi, Chris. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your MOOC, Power Up Pedagogy with ThingLink. I love the title as well. My name is Susan Oxnevad, and I am the ThingLink Community Education Manager as well as a technology coach. I've been a technology coach for 15 years. If you think about that, there wasn't that much technology going on when I started, or I've been working in technology. We used mostly software then, and then it was Web 2.0, and now everything has just exploded. And so I am an elementary coach right now, kindergarten through 5th grade, and at ThingLink I'm trying to build a community of educators. ThingLink is a wonderful tool. I love it. I was an early adopter of ThingLink. I actually have a slide I could be sharing. I was an early adopter of ThingLink. I think 2012 I created a really, really amazing ThingLink that I'm still using today, and so I was contacted by ThingLink, and I've been giving them suggestions and working with them, and I'm really happy to be the community manager right now because it's a really exciting time for ThingLink. It just keeps getting better and better and better. So here are some of my resources, and I wanted to make sure you knew that I'm going to provide you with a lot of content here, a lot of ideas, and I know you can only grasp some of those. The resources will be available for you whenever you need them, but you can certainly email me anytime along the way if you're trying to implement one of the suggestions. So I'm Susan at thinglink.com, and please follow me on Twitter because I'm always blogging. I blog on the ThingLink blog, and I also blog on my own blog, which is Cool Tools for 21st Century Learners. That's in the handouts. And everything I do originates on a blog. So if you like something you hear and you want to learn more about it, please go to the blog. You'll find a lot of resources there. Okay, enough about me. So we're going to start today. We're going to share a few different ThingLinks. Chris
Oh,
and I.
you know what, Susan? Sorry, I forgot one housekeeping issue, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, so on this event page, there is a few links over to the right, and you'll see a resource and planning doc, and on that you'll be able to access the resources that Susan has shared with us for this hangout. So all the links should be there, and then there's also a special discount code for if you wanted to try ThingLink Pro. You can find that in there as well.
Great, thanks. And so these are all different. You'll see in the resource document a link to each of the different sections that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I put them all together into one channel. ThingLink calls a slideshow a channel so that I could just whip through those, and you'll have access to all of this. So the first thing we wanted to start out with was just introducing ThingLink, because we know there's a variety of levels of knowledge about ThingLink. I know there are some ThingLink users out there, and I know there are some who are just being introduced to the tool. So I wanted to start out by sharing with you a way to use ThingLink across all platforms, because schools right now, we're having a huge transformation and everyone is buying a lot of technology, except some schools aren't. So I wanted to share with you that you can use ThingLink in a variety of ways. If your school is a bring your own device school, then ThingLink is supported on Android. It's supported on Apple through the app or the web browser, and it's supported on any internet-connected computer. It works really well in all of these different environments. So maybe you're a one-to-one iPad, using one-to-one iPads. Maybe you're using a variety of different devices. ThingLink will work. You can create one ThingLink and use whatever tool is handy at the moment. So this first activity is really nice, and it illustrates that point. So this is an activity designed to bring technology on a field trip, to help kids connect with a field trip, because we've all been on field trips, and when you bring kids on field trips, sometimes they, they're running through things like the museum. This happens to be the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, and it's a wonderful museum, my favorite museum in the world. And I've taken many, many children there, and they run through the museum, they push a bunch of buttons, they ask about lunch, and they tell me they're hungry again, and then we go home. And when their parents ask about the field trip, they tell them about lunch or the bus or whatever. But this is designed to really engage students in a field trip, because ThingLink, one of the benefits of ThingLink is there are apps for Android and for iPad, iOS, and so you can use it when you're not connected to any wireless. It can be totally unplugged. So my idea here is that you can start. Here would be the assignment for the students: to capture your thoughts, questions, and ideas through texts, photos, and videos as you explore the museum. Now, the way I did this, if you're a brand new ThingLink user, is I just, on this edit mode, I just click a button, choose an icon, and paste this information in. So the idea is that kids are going to have this as their assignment. And before we even go to the museum, I would share with them this picture, and I'd say, what would you do with an iPad at the museum? This is a poll daddy, and it's really nice because I've suggested these things to inspire them. What would you do with an iPad at the museum? You could take pictures, take video, record audio, take notes, or sketch things you see. So I can vote live right there. It's embedded there because Poll Daddy is integrated with ThingLink, and you can see what the responses are. So here, it's just getting students some ideas. And then as they go through the museum, I'd give them a scavenger hunt and say, you need to take a picture of something. So here, while they're waiting in line for the U-505 German submarine, they take a picture of it, and they take the picture with their iPad and immediately tag it on this image. It's that quick, just when they're standing in line or something. It's just really, really easy. And then I'd want them to annotate that. And so here we're annotating this image with the student's own ideas. The guide told us the sub had to be restored and moved. I wonder how they did that. So here we're getting kids thinking and connecting with their learning. And then here, students could conduct an interview right on the spot about being on the museum. They could take any sort of a perspective and pretend like they're getting on the sub and really, connect with the exhibit. And I have a few different examples here where kids are just annotating and thinking and taking pictures and connecting with the exhibit. Now, when you get back to school and you have an internet connection again, this is the second phase of this type of activity, you can see that students can then explore their ideas again. So the student said, I wonder how much this cost. And then, so here it is. And then they could do some research when they're connected to the internet, and they could find actually this video that talks about it being restored and does tell how much it costs. Now this is a link, so when they click on this, they'd actually go to the video. A lot of these things can be embedded in ThingLink, but this particular one couldn't be. Here, I didn't want to share this with you because there's actual students in it who are recording their video interview, but this is a live video that can be just displayed right on the page. I might have another one. I'll show you another one soon about that. So then they can do all those things, and they can answer their own questions. And when they go home and they want to do it some more, maybe they only have a phone, but their phone could have, Android or iOS could have the app, and then they can do a little more. They can share this with their parents or their families, and they can just dig deeper into it. I found this photo gallery about an exhibit. So they can do some research right within the ThingLink tool, and they can learn more and really, really take advantage of the learning opportunity.
So is this a situation where you would have more than one student creating on that ThingLink that you were just showing us on the Chicago Museum? Or would that just be each student creates their own?
So it's pretty flexible, and again, that depends on what you have. So if your students have one-to-one iPads and you can get them out of the building, everybody could have their own, everybody could do their own, but they can also work collaboratively. They could make one video. So that would be great, but what if you didn't have any devices? You could bring a phone, and if whichever students had a phone could be the ones who are creating the ThingLink. If you're going on a family field trip, you could also do this, of course. So it's pretty flexible. Okay, are there any questions from the audience, or should I move on to my next suggestion? Oh, I just also wanted to say, I'm sorry, that this activity then, you could take this outside to your garden. You don't have to go to the museum. You could go outside in your backyard, and I've seen lots of examples. Unplug, take pictures of your whole garden, and then take mini pictures of the flowers, and then annotate them, and do some research and figure out what kind of flowers those are. So it's pretty flexible.
There was a question about not being able to see the resource document. I'm double checking the settings, but it looks like there's several people in the resource document. So I think that's from Marsucio. If you can't see it, I'll connect with you later and we'll make sure you can get it.
Okay, so that's just one example of one way to use ThingLink, and I like to call it ThingLink Unplugged. Now I'm going to go to a whole totally different, so now we're going to shift gears completely, and this is a way to use ThingLink and actually Google Drive, Google Apps, Google Docs, whatever you like to call them. There's been shifts in names. To create a project using just these two tools. And this touches upon collaboration, collaborative projects, collaborative tools. This project could be completed with students in the same classroom, or they could be completed with students across the globe. So this is a really nice example of one way that you can use ThingLink with Google Docs. And that's a pretty new development, that ThingLink now will embed a Google Doc on a page. So I'm going to share all of this with you. It's a pretty nice project, actually. So the idea here is I took the theme of the Amazon rainforest, but this could probably be applied to a lot of different things that you're teaching, because it's just like an outline or a template or a guideline for a great student learning project. So here we're talking about the Amazon rainforest. And if I was the teacher, I would be introducing the rainforest to the students. And I created this example. I think it's very important, if you're a ThingLink user, that you create one before you ask students to create it. That's just really, really important. So here I am, and I've created my Amazon rainforest example, and I give it to students and I let them explore it. Now, if you look here, I'm going to share with you that in a minute, you'll see the directions for how to create this collage. The collage was actually created entirely in Google Slides. So that's part of the wonderful learning opportunity you'll get here. So just look at the collage now. You can see there's a background image and there's these little pictures, and each picture has a ThingLink tag on it. Now here's an example of an embedded video. So if I wanted students to explore this image and learn about the Amazon rainforest, they could watch this video, which tells you about this plant, the cacao plant. It plays right on the page. Watch this. See, it plays. And I'm going to stop it because sound is never good when we're giving the Google Hangout, but this video plays right on the page. I think that's really important for students to have that resource right there. So they can explore the Amazon rainforest. Here I just added some text. Here's another video. Here's some sound, and I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'll try it. This is the squirrel monkey. He lives in the Amazon rainforest. Now that sound I got from AudioBoo. And AudioBoo is another integrated tool. The folks at AudioBoo and ThingLink have talked, and they think they like the way their tools work together. And so when you record something in AudioBoo, or you find a sound already in AudioBoo, you just copy and paste the link in here, and this is what you get. So that's really, really nice. And I did that with a couple of different sounds. You could hear the toucan. So as you can see, I'm covering a wide variety of multimedia here. I'm asking the kids to learn about the rainforest, and I'm asking them to choose a method that works for their different learning styles. It's very, very differentiated. Now, there isn't a lot of text on this activity, but in any other activity, I have little icons that look like books, and they say easy, medium, and difficult, so kids can select reading material at their own reading level. So that's really another thing you can do as well. But this one I didn't add that because this is sort of a big project. Now, they can explore this, but we all know that if we just give students this image to explore, they're going to learn different things. So I wanted to put some guidelines on here, and so this is actually a guided project, and it's at the bottom here, and it's all guided by Google Docs because my goal here is to use just these two tools. So students would sign on, they'd go to start, and they would see the essential question. So this gives this entire activity a focus and a meaning. Every student has to answer this question. How does energy move through an ecosystem? How are populations in an ecosystem classified? And how are the populations in an ecosystem interconnected? So those are my important essential questions that I think every student, regardless of their learning level, can answer at some different level. This is a Google Doc, by the way, and I just typed these questions into a Google document, pasted the link into ThingLink, and boom, it shows up like that, embedded right there. So then their next step would be to watch a video. This was created by ThingLink for Video, and it introduces the idea of consumers, producers, or decomposers. Now, I'll go there. I hope this will work. Okay, so here's a video that I found on YouTube, and I put it into ThingLink for Video. ThingLink for Video is another part of the premium platform. And so when students watch this video, I've annotated it because as the teacher, I want them to answer some more questions. And again, when I play it, the sound will be bad, but here we go. So now we can come to more information. So here is the actual reading content that I talked about not having earlier. So actually the reading content is built in there. So let me go back. This might be difficult. Oh, okay. So I have to get all the way back to the, yes, the Amazon Rainforest. Okay. So let's see. Here you go. So they watch the video and they learn about consumers, producers, or decomposers. Now I took it another step and I gave them, ooh, this is not going to pop up, but this is actually an exit ticket, and it asks them some questions to classify all of these little things that they see here as composers, producers, decomposers, producers, or consumers. So that was sort of when I talked about wanting to get all kids to learn something. This was my learning goal that was in here, in addition to answering the essential questions. So
that's just a Google form that's put into your ThingLink, and then you're getting all that information back once they fill it out in a spreadsheet.
Yes, and the Google form, let me see, I'm going to click here. Okay, so I think I goofed on that link, my apologies, but the Google form actually, it has a grid on it if you're familiar with Google Forms, and in the grid it says producer, consumer, and decomposer, and it has the names of all these things. They have to classify that, and then I had one open-ended question for them to, expand on what they actually learned here, because there are a lot of videos for them to watch. This introduces the water cycle to them. So they do that exit ticket, so I know what they got out of this activity. And when we're done, comes the real learning activity for the students. So that's just my introduction. I created this, and it really helps me to learn when I have the students creating one of these. This helps me when I create my own first. So that's my example. But the real learning activity comes from the project. And this is a Google slide, and again, as I mentioned, it embeds. So here they're going to create their own rainforest image, working in collaborative groups based on learning styles. So this is a Google presentation, and it embeds right here, but actually if you click on, this corner thing, you can see the full-blown presentation and get all of the information. But it's nice to have it embedded right here on the page. So now I'm going to break students into collaborative groups, and we're going to do a further study about rainforests. I shared the Amazon rainforest, but there are more rainforests. So here we have, I would give this to the students, it's published right on the page. They're going to create a collage. I mentioned that earlier, just like this collage you see here. They'll create a collage using just Google Slides. But first their group is going to select a rainforest. These are all actual live links that work in the Google presentation so they can find out more information. They're going to select a rainforest, and then they're going to use the Google presentation tool to do all the work as well. So they have a name of a rainforest. Now when they're in the Google presentation, there's a little research tool on the side, and they're going to pop their search term here, and then they're going to find information in pictures. They're going to find pictures, these pictures, about their rainforest so that they can collect pictures to start to build their collage. So they're doing research right there in the Google Slides, and they're building their collage from the research that they're doing. As you can imagine, since this is all guided, the teacher gets to walk around and help them with the content, help them learn to search, help them learn to find images rather than having to do all of the background, because this is all laid out for students and they take it at their pace. And they do it together collaboratively. So we're going to move on, and they're going to create the collage. And I actually gave directions on how they could create the collage. So when they ask me as a teacher, I don't have to stop and teach them how to create the collage. I said, you look at the slide. Let's talk about what it is you're learning from this. So one of the great things about this Google presentation tool is you can turn an image into a cropped image. You can mask this. I know, Chris, you like that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I can just take this image. So now I used my research tool. I found out what kind of monkey lives in my particular rainforest. I popped it in here, and I crop it into a circle. You can see where this is going, because soon I'll copy it and paste it to make this collage. So this is a guided lesson. It walks them through every single step. And now we're going to move to ThingLink, and they're going to take this image that they created in Google Presentation. They're going to take a snapshot of it and upload it to ThingLink. Once they get it in ThingLink, they can add all of these amazing tags. If students are associated with their teacher account, so if their teachers have a premium account, they can get access to all of these icons that their teachers may have created just specifically for the project. So that's a really nice benefit of the ThingLink premium account. And they're going to create their links because they're working in jobs now. So now they've found, here it is. They've found their images, they've made their collage, and now they're going to dig deeper, and they're going to find more information. And they're going to work based on their learning styles. So one of the student jobs would be to be the multimedia engineer. And that's a person who maybe doesn't have a lot of background knowledge, doesn't know much about a rainforest. So that person is going to use the Google presentation tool to find images or to find video, or the ThingLink tool to find video. And when they find video, they're going to pop it in like this. So as they're previewing video to use in their project and their presentation, they're learning. So that's a nice way to provide them with background knowledge. And then some students would be, depending on what the project is, some students would be, the person who puts it all together. The graphic designer, of course, is the person who creates this beautiful collage. And, I always have a project manager in there who oversees everything. So when all the questions come in, they can weed those questions out and talk to me, the teacher, about, the questions that they can't answer. So that kind of streamlines it all.
I'm glad you showed that, because one of the questions that actually came up in our class Twitter chat last night is, when you do collaborative projects, how do you know who's doing what, and how do you assure that everybody's contributing? And that's what Susan just shared, with giving everybody a role and they have a specific job to do in their group. I think that's essential.
Right, I do too, and I like to let kids pick them. I like to also have kids, go outside of their comfort zone a little bit. I was just a horrible artist as a child, and I never would have thought I could have been the graphic designer, but really I could have. So it's just all about, just focusing on one thing. It's all about working together collaboratively to create something better than you could have created on your own. So this is not a long project. This doesn't take 3 weeks. I really am not in favor of the long projects. This is one where we come in, we create the collage, we have a job to do. Maybe we go home, because again, we can access ThingLink from home, from whatever device we happen to have at home. Maybe we work on it more at home because we're so excited about the project. But anyway, the end project then is all of the students create a collage just like this, and of course you can turn that into a channel then. So the teacher in the ThingLink account can create a channel, and a channel is a slideshow like I had here, where all of the rainforest collages are together, and anybody, parents or anybody in the whole world, can flip through them and can do the learning. And so then there's the presentation part as well. And you can have the students, I lost my page, so I'm going to find this while I'm talking. But when they present, you can have the students present and then give comments to each other. It doesn't have to be a student stands in front of the room and takes 30 minutes to present. Everybody could explore, and you could provide they could find the answers to those essential questions again, and they could do it through a discussion forum or a Google Doc. So this really is absolutely a project that could be done collaboratively, like I said, with students in a classroom or across the globe. So I'll just pause for a minute and see if anybody else has any questions, and I'll open my channel back up, and then I'll move on to the next one.
Okay, so as usual, the question app stopped working. We got one question, but we addressed that. So we will not get any questions embedded into the question app. So if you do have any questions for Susan or myself, feel free to tweet those at #AISMOOC, and we'll look at the Twitter stream before we go.
Right, and then there's my Twitter as well at Oxnevad, kind of hard to spell. Sorry about that. Oxnevad. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to move on then. Got my slideshow back up, and we'll talk about ThingLink for video. So this is pretty exciting, but I would imagine some of you are just a little overwhelmed with all the possibilities. So before I move on to ThingLink for video, let me just say the ThingLink is a pretty simple tool. It's real easy to use. You just click, tag, copy, and paste. And if you're just starting out with ThingLink, you want to start out with something really easy. That Amazon Rainforest project took me a long time to create, but it had nothing to do with the difficulty level of ThingLink. It was the complexity of the project that I designed. So before you start out designing a really complex project, just do a really simple one. I like to always encourage teachers, educators who are starting out to create a ThingLink about something they know. Somebody gave me this advice in a webinar a while ago, and it was they made how to make iced tea. And they were a participant in my webinar, and they went home, they took my advice, and they shared it with me. And that's just perfect because you can see how easy ThingLink is. You can try it. And then once you understand how it is, you just gradually build until you can, all of your complex ideas, you'll explode with ideas. Because you can do basically, the possibilities are endless once you're using ThingLink and creating. So, ThingLink for video. Now this is only available for premium users, but it is a really, really amazing feature, and it was just launched officially very recently. It's a great tool. ThingLink for video allows you to take video and pop the URL into ThingLink for video and then annotate it, just like you annotate an image. So I'm going to take you to that spot right now, and I'm going to share with you an example of one that I created. So this is ThingLink for video. As you can see, it just takes the video right from YouTube. You just copy and paste the URL, and there are some other, there's Bright Cove, and ThingLink's always working on getting more, collaborating more, so there will be probably more services that are integrated with ThingLink for video. But YouTube is great, and hopefully you don't have it blocked and you can use it. So, and I love to use YouTube. This is a video I love, SAMR in 120 seconds, and it's because I'm a tech coach, it helps me help the teachers understand where they are at their level of technology integration and to help plan projects that really fit their levels. I think there are good things that you can teach at every level of tech integration, and so I like to introduce teachers to this so that they can find their level and just go with it. So here's this video. It's already created. When I play it, these little dots are little tags that I've added. So this would be, instead of me showing a video, pressing the pause button and talking to my audience, here you can do it online, which is perfect for the subject here. So when I play my video, I don't think this... Okay. So when I click on a tag, I know the sound probably isn't good. This is a narrated video, but when I click on a tag, I can go to the resource that I've added. And this is just for me to stop and talk and say, here is the SAMR model, because it's 120 seconds and she goes very quickly. So I might stop and have a discussion here, and then I can go back to the video. And each time we come across one of these little tabs, it's a clickable icon, it's a clickable tag that can annotate and add more information. This is a great video, and it shows Google Docs at the substitution level. But if I'm working with teachers, of course, or I'm working with students, I want to annotate this video with my ideas. So whether you're teaching science or whether you're teaching adults, here's my example. I made this example of SAMR, so this is where I'd stop and I'd want them to check out my example, and then I show where it is on the line. So I have some control of this video, and then we're going to watch the video some more, and we'll come to a different level. Let's see, and I'll show another example. Here's my example of the augmentation level. So you can really fine-tune and target your instructional pieces here. You can put a ThingLink in here, and it'll be live, and you can explore it. You can put a Wikipedia article and explore it. You can just annotate your video. It has so many amazing uses. This use is, of course, for me to use with my professional development. And I'm tagging my own resources, but the internet has so many resources, and you can pull them all together and put them into something like this video. So I don't know if that was if that was a clear demonstration of the video, since we can't hear. So I'm just wondering if you have any questions, Chris, or if maybe the questions box have started working.
No, the question box is definitely not working.
Okay.
But I am checking Twitter. So if anybody out there has questions, let's get them in. But no, that looked like it was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
One question: can you put a video inside the video?
Yeah. And it'll show up. Yeah. So the possibilities here are endless, and you have to wonder: should I start with ThingLink for video and annotate it, or should I put a video in my ThingLink? It's so flexible, and that's why I love this tool. That's why I embraced it so early, and that's why I continue to use it all the time. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, let's see, did I lose a slide? I may have lost a slide. I wanted to share with you now ThingLink for the premium feature overview, because I think it's important to know what you'll get if you sign up for a free account and what you'll get with the premium. And you guys do have that discount code. So I'm going to get out of here for a minute because I seem to have skipped one of my slides, and I'm going to go to, let's see, let me get back to my ThingLink. So this is my ThingLink account. This is what it looks like if you sign up for an educator account. Just go to thinglink.com/edu, and then you can sign up for your free teacher account. There's all kinds of ways to sign up for student accounts. So if you get to that point, I encourage you to take advantage of some of the resources that I've published. Published a few webinars. They're located. You can certainly find them on YouTube. You can tweet me, you can find them on my blog, and hopefully maybe a better location soon. But I can walk you through how you would set up student accounts and all that stuff. But anyway, this is ThingLink Premium Education, and I'm just going to kind of whiz through some of these slides here. This is available on SlideShare, so I can go kind of quickly because you can always review these resources.
While this is loading up, we do have a question.
Okay.
I think I know the answer, but do users, like students, need a ThingLink account to view the video? I would say
to view it. No one needs one to view it, because you guys can view it right now.
Yeah.
To create, users do need a ThingLink account, but ThingLink accounts are associated with teacher accounts. So when a teacher has an account, then there are a variety of different ways that students can sign up under the teacher's account, so that it's all free for students no matter what. Teachers, whether they get the free or the paid account, can add students. Students will get access to special resources, though, with the premium account, and I'm going to go through that a little bit. Students go into a teacher's group, and so whatever resources a teacher has, students have. So teachers only get video with the premium account, and that's just a brand new thing. It's powerful, it's flexible, it's amazing. So video is one thing, but think of what kids could do with video like this. It's because they can make their own video as well, and then they can annotate that. Okay, so again, we know that we can easily annotate images with ThingLink, and this is just an example. Wikipedia embeds there. Lots of things embed and show right on the page. Now a new feature is that you can customize your text, and so this is a ThingLink feature. This is what the tag icon editor looks like. So when I have an image, I upload it to ThingLink, and then I click the edit button, and I come to this, and I choose my icon. There are lots of icons available in ThingLink. There are more icons available in ThingLink Premium that that icon set is growing all the time. And then a beauty of ThingLink Premium is that you can create your own icons, which is what you've seen on my ThingLink images, so you can do whatever you want. And when you have those icons in there and students are in your group, they can also use your icons. So that's good. So think about it. You can share, you can create an icon for something specific, like you can say, this is something I'm proud of, my pride icon. And then students can go through their ThingLinks, go through their images and tag things and say, this is something I'm proud of. So now you have a portfolio. Didn't mean to get off task there, but this is pretty nice. I like this new text feature. This just happened. So that now I can use a variety of texts. ThingLink for video we've gone over, so I'm going to keep going. So rich tags. You can make a link to anything on the internet with ThingLink, absolutely anything, and it will take you there. But there are so many integrated and connected Web 2.0 tools that you can use to embed the images. Those are called rich media tags. So when I showed you the video, I can show you, I can't. When I showed you the video and it just popped right up on the screen, that's a rich media tag. All of these things are rich media tags. So Wikipedia, that's why it showed up when I showed you. A Google map will show up right on the page. Lots of possibilities there. Actually, this SlideShare would have showed right up on the page as well. The Twitter button shows right up on the page. All of these different things are integrated: sound, audio, video. So it's really a great tool for that, for not making kids jump out and go other places. So there are logins, flexible student logins. If you're a GAF school and your students have Google Apps accounts, they just click on that Google Plus button and, that's the next slide, I'm sorry. Here, teachers can add their students. And if you look here, there's a little box in ThingLink, and you just copy and paste a list of student names in here, and then you register them. After that, it'll give them a set of usernames and passwords. You do have to go in and ask students to reset their password, but that can be done. For little students, for young kids, that can be done with some parent volunteer helpers or have parents do it at home. For bigger kids, they can change their password. This is really nice because when we're trying to protect student identities, which is an issue now that I face in my district, I can make the students' names whatever I want them to be. It doesn't have to say Robert. It doesn't have to say their first name. It can be a username that's unique that only I understand, and I'm not sharing any information with ThingLink at all, because that information is information that I have, and the teachers are in charge of the accounts. So that's a nice thing as well. And so then teachers can make groups. Again, I should mention, if you're a GAF school, click on Google Plus, sign up, boom, you're in. You're in a teacher's group. Teachers can create multiple groups. And within them, they can create little work groups. They could have a social studies project group. They could have a science project group. And within the group, then, I can turn on a permission that allows anyone to edit the image. So if I want everybody to collaborate from across the globe on my rainforest project, I put them all in the same group. I click a button, and anybody can add an image from anywhere. That's pretty powerful. I talked about being cross-platform, working on Android, works on a computer, works on with an app, but what I didn't mention is also you can run it from the web browser. So I often go in with the iPads and run it from Safari. I know sometimes it's hard to get an app on school-owned devices or whatever reason. Safari will run the full functioning desktop version of ThingLink, which offers a lot of possibilities. And the ThingLink app works a little differently. Remember, I talked about how it was unplugged and you could use it without wireless. You can take a picture and annotate it right on top of an image in the app. Those are things you can't do in the web version. But then you can go to the web version if you want to add even more functionality that's not available in the app. And you can do all of that on the same iPad or Android tablet. So it's, again, flexible. Icons for premium users, they have more. I love these. These are some new icons, and more icons are coming. And custom icons, this is my icon set, and I love to use custom icons. And here is an example of a way to differentiate just by using the custom icons. This is one of the first images I created, and you can see students can self-select. They can watch a video if that's how they learn. They can read. I talked about easy, middle, and advanced levels earlier. I might want to remake those icons, but that helps them differentiate. They know when they can listen to audio about the first moon launch first walk on the moon, and they can also then play interactive activities. They can look at this and they can say, oh, this is my learning style. I want to listen first. And teachers can do that with icons and, again, share those with their students. And this is really big in the premium account. It's not available in the free account. You can replace an image. This is my favorite feature because this image is the one that I started with. This is how I got popular on ThingLink. I created this image in 2012, and it was Flexible Learning Paths. This is a comprehensive image that has so many resources. It's on my blog, by the way, Cool Tools for 21st Century Learners. And I've been using this to teach with ever since 2012. I recently remade it. Actually, this month I did that. But I can replace this image, so instead of having to create all of these different tags, these are each tagged icons, I can just fix the actual image before I upload it to ThingLink and replace it, and boom, my graphic is updated. Now, the reason I need to do that is in 2012, my digital tools for finding information were very different than they are now. Some of the tools went under, and some of the tools I don't recommend anymore. So I've changed those. I just replaced this on my graphic, and then boom, I changed the link to this one, and my image is still ready to go. I do that all the time, so replacing an image is a great thing. And there's also the branding. If you have the free version, you have the ThingLink icon at the bottom. It's just in the lower right-hand corner. I think it would be fun for classes or schools to make their own logo and put it in the corner. I also think it would be fun for students to create their avatars. I'm big on avatars, and you've seen my avatar here today, but if I was a student, I created an image. Rather than putting my name on it to protect my identity, I'd stamp my avatar there. And that's a really great way for me to claim my image, to claim ownership of it. Everybody in my classroom would know it's me, but the world would just know it was me through an avatar. And so again, this channel that I'm sharing with you throughout the presentation with the interactive images embedded right in, that's a ThingLink channel. And I can embed that ThingLink channel in my blog, in my wig, in my website. And I did mention I was pretty big on the Google Drive integration, so I'm going to skip that for now. That's available now. Premium users get an advanced dashboard. So if you care about who's checking your image, sometimes you do, you can check your stats here. You can see what people are clicking on and hovering over. And so that is the end of that part of the presentation. So I'm going to go back.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's premium.
So we had another question. You know that slide where you were showing like the workflow of the rainforest, and there were some icons on the bottom where it was like basically a path where the students were moving.
Yes.
From here to ultimately, I think it was your exit ticket, and then your site that they were. Yep. There were some step-by-step instructions for what they're now going to create. The question is, how did you embed the Google links separately at the bottom of your rainforest?
So that's what ThingLink does. Okay, so that, I'm scrolling through, so let me explain it a little more. Here it is. So what this is this is the collage that I created in Google Slides. It's just the rainforest part. And then I took that, and at the bottom of the tool I use to create all my images, it could be PowerPoint, and I'm going to strongly recommend that if you are not creating images and this is going to be a struggling point, open up PowerPoint and start drawing and start importing images and take a snapshot of it and then upload it to ThingLink or Google Slides, which is what I did here. So I put at the bottom of it then these icons. They're separate. I created them, and I just popped them into the picture that I created, and I uploaded it to ThingLink, but then ThingLink integrated with Google Docs. So now it shows up like this beautifully. It's just a link. I'll show you. So here's my ThingLink, and when I go to the edit button...
we lost your screen share.
Oh, no. Okay, so let me go back to the Hangout. Okay.
Okay.
You see it again?
Yep.
Okay.
I see myself, but...
Okay, now do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in the ThingLink editor, and so I forgot what I was trying to demo, though.
Those icons on the bottom, how did that
Okay,
come
all right. So
yeah.
Watch how easy this is. So when I want to put this in, this is the icon editor. I click on my image. It gives me this screen. I choose my icon, and I created the Google Slides icon here. These are all the ones I've created. Here are the ThingLink icons. So
So one, you have the premium account is where you get those, like, you can create your special icons there.
Yeah, and it's easy,
Okay.
and you can do it in PowerPoint. It's just a little teeny tiny picture, and I'll help anybody have directions for those as well. But and then these are all in there. And we have an artist who's just creating more icons all the time, so this is kind of a nice one. So I could use any icon I wanted here to put in here, and then I put the text in. Now I made this before this text highlighting feature became popular, so I'm going to say create your own interactive rainforest image, and I'm going to make that bigger. See? Now it displays even differently. But I just copy the link from my Google Docs. I publish my Google presentation. I copy the link in here. I save it, and then it shows up that way. And I did the same thing for this one. That's just a Google document, just the blue Google document. I typed the 3 questions in the blue Google document. I published it. I copied the link, and I pasted it into the icon editor. So that process takes like 5 seconds to do. It's very, very easy.
Okay. I think that clears that up.
Great. Okay, so we're just about out of time, and it's been a lot of content. I wanted to leave you with some starting points. So if you are a new ThingLink user and you're excited to try this and you want to try something easy, this is something that happened this summer, and this was called the ThingLink Teacher Challenge, and it was just a self-paced, self-guided professional development activity where many teachers, some in the audience tonight I know, many teachers tuned into the blog once a week, and I gave an example. I used a good teaching principle behind it, and I got teachers using ThingLink to create these wonderful activities. Now, those lessons are all still on the ThingLink blog, the ThingLink Teacher Challenge. But if you're looking for a place to start, you might want to start with something like this Ultimate Word Wall. This is pretty cool. So these are ThingLinks created by real teachers who joined the ThingLink Teacher Challenge, and they just made a vocabulary activity using ThingLink on the content that they were teaching. They vary considerably, supply and demand. It's whatever they were teaching. And so there are some amazing things here, and this is a good way to start. If you're trying to do something very simply, you could just start like this. So here's one called What is a Function? And if you're a teacher, you have content, you already know what you need to teach. And here we just have created this ThingLink on a function, and it has things for kids to do. It has questions. That's a really good place to start, is just to explore some of these collections of images. So I'll leave you with the ThingLink blog itself, and I actually have to type in the web address, ThingLink blog, where you can go and you can get all these examples created by real teachers who some were experts when they started, they just wanted to learn more, and some were just starting out. If you go, here's the ThingLink blog, you'll notice the same logo. Oh, I'm going to put the link to the Google Plus, the video that we get right here on the ThingLink blog as well for other people to explore. But here we go, and you can just go here to share resources, and here are all the weekly resources. There are hundreds and hundreds of images here created by hardworking, talented teachers. This might give you a good starting place. Maps and things like that. And if you talk about unplugged, like the museum one, here are a bunch of unplugged activities. So I think that's probably a good place to stop.
Yeah, I mean, definitely take a look at those resources. And I know I always like the concept that we create best by just like remixing things and thinking about things. We see an idea that spurs something else, and that triggers something else, and it gives us an idea, and it moves forward. So that's a
Right.
great place. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Right, and the other idea is that you can just use any of these. You know, if you're a math teacher, just look and find the other math teachers' resources and see how kids respond to it, you know, at the first level, because they'll like it a lot.
All right. Well, I don't see any further questions, and there was a few on Twitter. Um, Susan, do you have a Twitter window open to see if anybody
Yeah,
asked?
I'll do that. Am I still screen sharing?
You are, yes.
Okay, so everybody,
Which
okay.
that's okay.
All right, so yes, Twitter's open.
Everybody can see your tweets.
Yay! I don't have any.
Okay.
Because you guys need to follow me. So it's at Soxnevad. I'll type that again. Oops. Oxnevad. There I am. All right. I can tweet that.
Yeah, and so by the way, when the hangout ends, we're still around. So
Right.
if you guys had any further questions, feel free to tweet those to Susan or myself, and we'll make sure you guys get an answer. Well, I think that's about it. Susan, it's been great. I loved all the examples that you shared,
Great.
and I think there's just so many ways we can use this tool. It's so flexible, as you mentioned. So I really encourage everybody to think about that and think about how you might use that with your students and get them thinking and doing and creating.
Absolutely.
All right.
And if you want to learn more about ThingLink, there were all those Connected Educator month activities. If you like the Rainforest Project, I'm doing a webinar on Tuesday just on Google Docs and ThingLink. And if you really want to see something fabulous, at the end of the month, we have an interactive image slam. And the guests are Shelley Terrell, Richard Byrne, and Sue Gorman, who are fabulous, wonderful ed tech innovators, and they're going to share their their favorite ThingLinks that they've created. So that could be really exciting, and that's just a free webinar, and that's also, you can find more information about that on the ThingLink blog. So I hope you'll join us for some more Connected Educator events.
Oh, that sounds awesome. ThingLink Slam, I'm loving it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you around in the MOOC.
Great. Thanks. Have a good night.